Hey everyone, this is Travis here from Pyro Design. Wait, sorry. Travis here from Pyro Design. If you guys have been watching Twitter over the last few days, you may have seen the hashtag JOELBOT, or you may have seen one of these little guys floating around, people printing them all over. There's a story about this. This has kind of blown me away, actually, all of this over the past few days. JOELBOT's just popping up everywhere. The story goes about 3 months ago. Lady Muse, Fat Celiac, this is the other half of Maker's Muse. She did this amazing drawing of Joel telling the 3D printing nerd as a robot. And I didn't actually see the original drawing until later on. And anyways, I saw this robot Joel bust on some of the sweatshirts and t-shirts and stuff that Joel had been using, and I think he used it for his Twitter profile picture for a while, and I saw that and I thought, oh, that's a really cool drawing, and I thought that would be a really cool 3D model. And I was like, hey Heather, has anybody done a 3D model of this yet? Because I think somebody probably has done this already. And she said that she thought somebody did already, and so I just didn't think anything about it. And a couple months or a month or so later, I actually was out at Maker Faire in New York, and I talked to Joel and I asked him, actually, did anybody ever make this into a 3D model? And he said no. And that was like, okay, immediately right there I was like, oh, I have to make this thing. I started off by thinking, like, how am I going to make this JOELBOT? And Heather said there was an original drawing, and like I said, I had never seen this before, and Heather showed me the drawing and I was like, oh my gosh, that's so cool. So I went through a process of going like, okay, should I model just like the bust little portion that's like in the picture that Joel was using on his sweatshirts and stuff, or should I model the whole thing? And I was like, how am I going to get that thing to print if I model the whole thing? There's no way that this is ever going to print. So I actually took some inspiration from Angus over at Maker's Muse and saying how he makes all these torture test 3D prints, and I was like, oh, this might be the perfect thing for that. Let's go ahead and just 3D model it exactly how the drawing is. May of course had to take a few tweaks and make it to where things would 3D print at all. You know, there's certain things, you know, if something's floating in midair, it's not going to print. And there's, you know, the bridging right here at the, you know, the crotch area that I was a little worried about, but I went ahead and just did the 3D model, and I, you know, modeled it how it was on there. I did the tweaks that I thought would make it print, and the very first one that I printed was this one, and it came out like this, and I was shocked. And of course I've made some tweaks to the model since this, but I was absolutely blown away that this even printed, and that it was just sitting there on my print bed like this when it was done. There's a little Joel robot. I was like, what is going on? This is awesome. So I continued from there, and I started printing more JOELBOTs, and I started, you know, every time I did a print I would make a few tweaks. This was a few weeks after Maker Faire, and I knew there was a Matter Hackers meetup coming up, and I was like, oh, I should just finish this up and give it to Joel at the meetup. And that's exactly what I did. I made, you know, I kept printing these, and I printed some big ones, as you can see here, and I printed some small ones, and then I gave it to Joel at the meetup. I had actually contacted Matter Hackers ahead of time and had them print up a couple. They made one in High Five Blue, which I thought was really awesome, and they did one on the Moai. And I contacted a couple other people like Chris from Practical Printing, and he printed one on the Moai. And it just kind of started going from there, and everybody started really liking the model. And then once I gave it to Joel and he posted a picture, it just kind of exploded everywhere, and now everybody's printing these JOELBOTs. So I've never had a model that's done this. I really have to say thank you to Ash for making this amazing drawing that inspired me to create this 3D model, which was, you know, she was obviously inspired by somebody who's, you know, epic in the 3D printing community. Joel has helped so many people. He's helped me in so many ways that, you know, I have to express my my gratitude towards him, and I know that's what she was doing, so I just wanted to continue that, and hopefully you guys will enjoy this print and keep printing it. It is, like I said before, somewhat of a torture test. I've seen already, like, in between the awesome prints that everybody's gotten. We're like, oh, this print came out amazing. Look at my robot Joel. And then there's like the barf spaghetti balls everywhere. Even myself, I've had a few. Like this one was my favorite because the arm stopped printing, but it printed the rest of the head. And literally, it came out and the high five on Joel was missing, and that was just like the funniest, most hilarious thing to me. And then I saw one that Happy Extruder did on Twitter, and his failed, and he actually put it out in his yard and said, "Oh, not a failed print." So he put some little potted plants in it. I was like, "Oh, that's a funny idea." So I put these pens in mine. I was like, "Oh, don't throw away your failed prints. I feel bad that I'm causing all this wasted plastic and stuff." So maybe do something with it if it fails. If you want to, it could be fun. You know, you could come up with a lot of different things. Funny pictures on Twitter are always good. So at least do that maybe. So anyways, here's the 3D modeling of the robot Joel. If you guys want to print your own, go ahead. The link's in the description down below. I'd love to see more, and if you do print one, it'd be awesome if you guys tag me, apyrodesign, and maybe use the hashtag JOELBOT. I think that's the one everybody's been using. So I'm excited about it. It's awesome, fun print. I'm glad it's everybody's enjoying it, and I will talk to you guys later.
That's right.
Higher than the eagle soars, flexible Joel flying through space, to return the high fives to the boys and girls.